So you're a calisthenics beginner and you've been working on your push-ups, but you can't quite seem to get them off your knees? Grab a pen and paper, baby, because have I got some drills for you. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of learning our push-ups, we're first going to pay attention to something that I think is often neglected when learning push-ups or even talking about push-ups and push-up form, and that is your wrists. We're going to start with some wrist warm-ups and mobility drills. These will not only help your wrists feel stronger, they'll also help you with your push-up form and your joint strength. Let's get into it. Coming down onto the mat on all fours, we're going to spread the fingers wide and the wrists are going to be stacked underneath our shoulders. Circling all the way around. Once you've done about 4 or 5 in one direction, we're going to switch it and go the other direction. And we're going to do some forward extensions. So hands in the same position as before, but we're going to lean the shoulders forward over those wrists, feeling the stretch down the backs of our hands and the contraction in the front of our wrists. Gently leaning forward and rock back, forward and back. Flip the fingertips towards you. Insides of the arms are facing away, and you're going to rock back onto your heels, feeling the stretch through the other sides of your wrists and forearms. Then we're going to come to our fists. Thumbs are out of our fists, and we're just going to roll from our fist down to our wrist. Fist to wrist. We'll do this about 6 times. Then we just interlock our fingers and we're just going to do some waves. Then we stretch each wrist in each direction. So you're going to extend one arm away from you, palm facing out. Grab with the other hand across the fingers. Gently pull the fingers towards you, feeling the stretch down the inner arm. And release. Other way. Flip the palm towards you. And you're going to grab around the knuckles and gently pull towards you. And other side. Perfect. Now it's time to get into our push-ups. When we're talking about push-up form, we have a few important things to talk about before we can get into our drills. First things first is going to be our hands. It's important to spread the fingers wide and distribute weight throughout your hands. I want you to channel your inner Spider-Man and grab the mat like Spider-Man is grabbing buildings when he climbs. Hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to spread the fingers wide. And then from here, I want you to make a small turn outward with your hands so that your pinkies are going more towards the corners of the room, okay? Then we can come into our plank position and we feel nice and strong here. Your ribs should be pulling in towards the midline. Your belly button is pulling into your spine. You shouldn't feel a ton of weight in your wrists and palms. It should be evenly distributed throughout your hands and fingers. Now let's get into drill number 1. The first drill I want you to master is going to be incline push-ups. A few things to note here. The higher up you are, the easier these push-ups are going to be. Second, even though we're starting from a higher surface, we're still keeping good push-up form and engagement with our core the entire time. You can advance these by lowering the height over time, getting closer to the ground as you go. Then we're taking it to the ground for half push-ups. You're going to come into your high plank position, fingertips splayed nice and wide. We're going to start high, knees off the ground, and I want you to lower as low as you can in your push-up. When you feel like you can't get any lower, put the knees down and push yourself up. Then before you start your next rep, knees off the mat, lower, knees, lift. You might not be able to come down very low before putting your knees down, and that's okay. Aim to leave your knees off the ground a little longer each time. This will help you advance the move. Once you feel confident with half push-ups and you can bang out about 10 to 12 without stopping and you're getting some good depth, then it's time to work our negative push-ups. For this drill, we're going to start all the way on the ground. Elbows are pulling into our ribs. We're going to place our hands down on the mat and curl our toes under. We're going to take an inhale, exhale with core engaged. We're going to push ourselves up off the mat. You can use your knees as much or as little as you need to get you all the way back up to start. Chest down and start again. Inhale, Exhale, core engage, lift, 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 all the way. This is going to help you activate that push motion to get yourself back up into your plank position from your push-up. Once you're getting some strong negatives with very little to no help from your knees, then it's time to level up to probably one of my favorite push-up drills, and that is banded push-ups. I don't see these talked about a lot, especially when we're talking about learning push-ups, and I'm not sure why, because this is such a great drill, especially for training the elbows to track alongside the ribs and to get good push-up form without using your knees. We're going to take one of these small circular bands and we're going to place our arms in it, and it's going to go right above our elbows on our triceps. Then from there, we come into our normal push-up position. Knees off the mat, core engaged. Inhale, exhale, push back up. You'll find you can probably bang out a set of 8 to 10 of these, no problem. And that's because the band is helping you to come back up. So it's giving you a little less resistance than your full body weight. And of course, there are different bands you could use and different ways that you could do banded push-ups. This is just by far one of my favorite ways. Then once you're feeling good with the banded push-ups and you can bang out about 10 to 15, no problem, now it's time to take our push-ups on the ground. Even if you can only do 1 or 2 without your knees to start, you'll be able to build up your strength in no time. Remember to give these drills time and consistency, and you'll have those push-ups in no time. And remember, babe, don't overthink it. Just have fun. Love you.